He was shooting directly at me. Oh, what's more shots?
Dude, it's gonna be all good. Let's go do something insane. Make sure that this bike, in all its strange, weird, and incredibly long glory, fingers crossed, dude, what's the worst that could happen? I pushed heavier bikes farther. So if it's coming up in front of me, I guess we're rolling over it. You wanted wilderness. You got it. What's up, Bruno? Shade Tree Surgeon here, and previously on the Shade Tree Surgeon show, we were dodging bullets in a storage unit. Jason's storage unit. Anyway, after having a near-death experience, getting shot at, pulling a young man in out of the line of fire, and then hiding behind a toolbox, you know what? I feel the need to do something, anything. I'm just itching, about to jump out of my skin. It's not quite paranoia. I would say more along the lines of a lust for life. Thankfully, Jason's letting me off the hook for work. Near-death experiences involving crazed gunmen, I think, make the cut.
Yes, adventure will call.
He's gonna allow me to call out of work here at Sessions Cannabis. That's in the list of excuses.
You're paying me back the time. Come on now.
All right, well, I'll burn that bridge when I get there. Let's go do something insane. We are officially in Sacramento at an undisclosed location with my very good friend Bruno over here. I didn't ask how old he is, but I assume that he's an old soul, judging from everything around here. Not only an old soul, but an organized one. I don't think I've ever been this organized in my life. How old are you?
24.
Damn near twice your age, but 4 times as disorganized. Don't ask me how that happened. I couldn't tell you myself. Your shop's absolutely beautiful. Today is a joint effort between Bruno and myself. A man's gotta eat. Now, in order to eat, sometimes you gotta sell stuff. Sometimes you gotta sell parts off of bikes. And in a joint rescue mission between myself and Bruno, we've saved a survivor chopper that was destined for the chopping. I guess it was already chopped. It's a chopper.
Yeah.
It was destined for the chopping block. How mad can you be at chopping a chopper? But today, it's not gonna happen. Make sure that this bike, in all its strange, weird, and incredibly long glory, lives on. If it can make the ride all the way back to Oregon. Bruno, I appreciate the awesome deal. You know, anyone out there who says that, and I'm not calling you a kid, you're a 24-year-old man, but I see in the comment section all the time, people say, kids these days don't appreciate nothing. Well, I see a pan head being worked on here. I see shovel heads all over the place. I see springers being restored. Also, I'm seeing Hondas and iron heads and is that a Norton over there? Dude. My man. Next time you say that young kids aren't keeping this stuff alive, next time you say, damn kids these days aren't keeping motorcycles alive, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say that you must know the wrong kids, because everyone that I've met that does this stuff like Bruno does is doing pretty amazing stuff. And I don't know what you're doing on your brand new warranted Milwaukee 8, but something tells me it doesn't look like that. No accelerator pump. That's so hard to break myself of. Cool. I'll shoot you a text and let you know how it does, man. All right, well, what's the worst that could happen? All right, cool. All right, onward. This time for sure.
Strange. That usually works.
Oh, well, you know what, man? It's the last kick every time. I got it warmed up for you, man. It should be ready to go. First kick. I'm gonna edit that and make it look like I started it. All right, brother, we appreciate you, man. Fingers crossed, dude. What's the worst that could happen? Take it easy, man. So it was right about here that I realized I had really effed up. I'm not going to go into it here, but needless to say, motorcycles have a geometry rake and trail angle that gives them the ability to stay upright and to provide countersteering through the handlebars. Now, all motorcycles do steer through countersteering, but the most logical, efficient way that we countersteer motorcycles is through the handlebars. What I quickly realized, due to the extreme rake and trail of this motorcycle, not to mention some incredibly grooved neck bearings, we'll get into that later, this motorcycle has zero ability to countersteer through the handlebars. So everything that you would be used to on a motorcycle, when you jump on it and you go like, okay, I'm going to start riding this, just like everything that's logical in your head on how you ride it goes right out the window instantaneously. It is still rideable, and I have ridden motorcycles like this before. But trust me, there's a learning curve when you're used to riding motorcycles one way your whole life, and all of a sudden it comes out that all you can do with the handlebars is basically hold on. They don't do anything else. In fact, if you try to countersteer with them at all you do is whip around the front end and possibly throw yourself into a speed wobble, or turn the bike, or toss yourself off of it, crash, whatever. Anyway, yeah, watch that first step. It's a doozy. Anyway, let's go try to ride this bike 1,500 miles home through the twistiest roads in America. What's the worst that could happen? All right, we got a rear brake that barely works. We got a Springer that's flopping all over the place, and I'm sweating my ass off. Okay. All right. Okay, buddy. Gonna take a second to get used to this Springer. All right. All right, we're gonna go catch my breath. We're off to a hell of a start, aren't we? No. No. Come on, man. Let's see if I can start this thing a little bit easier this time. Well, you see, what had happened was, I ain't exactly a ballerina, and we made contact. It's got glass fuses in there. Hopefully I didn't roach the battery and I just blew a fuse. We'll see. This trip is starting off exactly like a Shovelhead trip starts. Hey, yeah, no, I'm good, man. Was that battery, was that on a breaker or was that on a fuse? Do you remember? The main of the battery, I think, is on a fuse. That fuse is good. I've pushed heavier bikes farther. I wish I wasn't saying that old saying this early into the trip. Some may say it's a bad omen that 2 miles into a 1,500 mile trip, you've ridden it 2 miles and you've pushed it 2 miles. But I say that's poppycock. I don't believe in such heretical nonsense, and you better watch out if you're in purging distance. Anyway, I'm dumb, and I was looking for a broken fuse or breaker, when obviously I just connected the top of the battery, shorted it out, so went and got a new one. That one turned out to be dead right out of the box, so I had to take an Uber back again and get another battery, and by that time it was pitch black outside, so it'd be a little bit of a frustrating start. But hey, we're getting it all out of the way early, right? That's what we're doing, just getting it all out of the way early, right? Right. Yeah. Well, oh well, you know, I think it'll be fine. I can always downshift. See if I can get out of here without freaking going ass over tea kettle again. Oh no! I might have just screwed myself. I thought for sure that time. Ooh. No, my foot's good. I always keep myself loose right after the downswing for exactly that. Rather that than my shoe. All right, last kick every time. To a standing O, baby. Thanks again, brother. On this thing, unlikely. Okay. And we're off. If I had a nickel for every time I've started so late it was dark out, short of breath, after kicking a motorcycle way too many times, well, I don't know how many nickels I'd have, but I don't want to count them. We're going to take it really easy on the freeway because not exactly the best place to first try this bike out, but we got to get over the river. And this is the only way to do it. So far, fine. I just really don't want to get speed wobbles with semis around, okay? If they're gonna happen, I'd rather be in a different scenario. This is a pretty sketchy first rip on the chopper. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You know, I said the last chopper ride I was on was way too safe, and getting shot at Brapstar Garage and taking cover behind the toolbox, that seemed a little too dangerous. Riding this chopper's right in the middle. I don't know how in the middle it was now. Okay. So far, so good. Well, I don't know about so good, but so far, you know, I don't know how many candle power we got on the front headlight there, but I think it's in the single digits. So if it's coming up in front of me, I guess we're rolling over it. Hopefully. We've made it 7 miles. The hotel's a mile away. 8 miles. Excellent first day. Turning right, not its strong suit. I think we got a groove in the neck bearing. Nothing I can't get used to. Hopefully I stay on 2 wheels long enough to get used to it. All that stuff sounds like a problem for future me.
Yeah, I'd really like to take this time after making it 8 whole miles to thank Jason and Sessions for giving me the time off to go do this. Now, I'm positive that when Jason said I could take time off from Sessions, which is right now the #1 cannabis extract company in Oregon, we are insanely busy. But after going through that shootout and everything that happened, Jason goes, you know what, take the time off. Get out there, go do something. Huge thanks to him. I'm sure he thought I'd make it farther than 8 miles in the first day. Anyway, I'm sure he's not going to be super stoked about that, but he's usually a pretty understanding guy. But if you want to make sure that I stay in a job, if you're an Oregonian, make sure you're picking up Sessions at your local dispensary. And if they don't have it on the shelves, make sure to ask your bud tender to order it on LeafLink. If you order Sessions, I will always do my best to come drop it off personally by motorcycle if I can, because why wouldn't I?
Great job.
Good morning. We made it 8 whole miles yesterday, but today, I think today's my day. I think today, me and this ridiculous chopper, I think we're gonna break into the double digits today. I can feel it in my bones. Here's the thing about bags and choppers, especially when you got one of these bags right here, like this Biltwell Expo, very nicely loaned to me by my very good friend Sugar Tree Jay. This thing just makes me feel like the bondage master, dude. I feel like Madam Hexa should be here showing me how to tie shibari to get this thing on the bike. This is the Hellraiser of bags, and it is nice. It's a nice backrest. It's very cool. It's got a tool pouch built into it, but I swear every time I put it on the bike, I put it on a different way, and by the end of the trip, I'll probably have it down. I've never learned the right way the first time.
The moment of truth. I managed to get it kickstarted yesterday with well, I wouldn't say a minimum of drama. Let's see if I'm any better today. Every bike takes a little bit of learning, especially one that's funky as this. We're gonna do 1 prime kick, no throttle, no ignition. Full choke, ignition. We still got a battery? Yes. No throttle. This carburetor freaking has got an accelerator pump like a fire hose. That was no dice. When you see it freaking kick back out the carb like that, it's usually not looking good for you. Okay, let's let it set for a second. This thing's dumping gas in there. Oh, you bastard. It is freaking 55 degrees out right now, which doesn't mean it shouldn't start. It should still start. Oh, come on. I know you got it in you. Okay. What did I say about having it down? Slowly learning what not to do by process of elimination. A bike that has this much kickback. This is a 93-inch stroker motor. You know, if it kicks back on you, it's gonna kick back, dude. So it's hard to fully commit to a kick. Excuses, excuses. I got one for every occasion. This is making me really not want to turn it off when I go get gas. You assume this will eventually get easier, right? Come on, man. All right, technical difficulties. Be right back. Camera and the helmet came off. Of course, from there, it was 2 more kicks. Of course. Take 2. Let's try this again. All right. That is easy to adjust. Nice. Man, that took 3 gallons of gas. All right, we might actually have a little bit of range on this thing. Not bad. Also tells me I was damn close to being out. See if we can get some gas in this thing without spilling it everywhere. That's a little backup for my backup. Beer for my horses, as it were. Double-digit miles. Here we come, baby. I can feel it. I can feel it. We're really gonna do it, guys. Fingers crossed. Find ourselves at a crossroads. And Sacramento goes from city to nothing with a quickness. Trying to stick to my original plan. It looked like on the maps there was a winding road that followed the river. I think it's called Feather River, all the way to Yuba City. When I was leaving last night, before my fat ass arced out the battery, my plan was to just kind of take it easy all the way to Yuba City down this winding river road and get to know this bike. Instead, I ended up making 3 trips to the auto parts store. Typical Shovelhead activities. Let's try to continue that plan today, because it seemed like a good one at the time. And I think this is the road. I'm gonna check my map, make sure though. Those brakes really are just kind of a suggestion. That's the one. Yes, I'm keeping my phone in my pocket for as long as I can. Even though I have no clue where I am. I've done so many chopper trips where I've got a big phone hanging out right in front of me, and it drives me nuts, man. You know, it's like I'm riding this old machine. I'm trying to just lose myself in the moment. You know, I was shot at 24 hours ago. You know, we've gone from mass shootings to choppers, and this is definitely safer. I don't know how much safer, but definitely safer than getting shot at, I would say. I guess it depends on how good their aim is. Regardless, yeah, there was nothing I enjoyed about getting shot at. This I'm trying to enjoy, and I don't want my phone notifying me of a bunch of bullshit on my handlebars if I can avoid it. I'm not gonna put it up there unless I absolutely have to, which I might regret later. We'll see. Got what I wanted out of the Levee Road. I feel like me and the double couple long lean here, I think we've reached an uneasy truce. It's no longer trying to kill me, but I also just don't know where I am. Can I do this? Is this possible? Can I keep my phone out of my sight and have directions still? I don't want to fucking look at it, man. We'll see. I'm still not crazy about it, but for now, onward! Out of the city ASAP. Not just because I just don't want to be here. It's the fact that, you know, the brakes on this don't really work that well in traffic. What happens is you hit that rear brake and it just sort of jams the neck bearing down into the groove, and you're kind of just locked into going in exactly a straight line. Not exactly great. Stop and go traffic. Not not ideal. You can either use the brakes or have control over the handlebars. You can't do both at the same time. You gotta pick. You know, once you find out the list of the things this bike doesn't want to do, you get along just fine with it. It's just that the list is long. I might regret this, but eventually I gotta figure out how hard this thing is to kick when it's hot. Let's find out. I prefer to find that out while we're still in civilization, you know?
Well, team, let's see how many licks it takes to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop. Alright, baby. Don't treat me cruel. It's already kicking back on me. Oh, that's not what we want to see. Oh, come on, dude. Well, it's hard to start hot, too. Come on, you bastard. All right. A little more dramatic than I wanted it to be. There might be a little bit of a timing issue, might be some tuning that needs to be done to the car, but ultimately what's stopping me from starting it, I think, because I was blowing some black smoke, it's just dumping so much gas in there that it floods out after just 1 or 2 kicks. Whew, okay, well, it was cold. Now I'm feeling pretty hot. Let's go ahead and cool off, baby. I'm glad I got gas, and I did, because this turned into nothing instantaneously. I can see the distant shapes of the mountains. They're calling me. Kind of Twin Peaks out there. Looks like a beautiful lady laying down on her stomach out there. And I will tell you, let's shoot right for the middle, baby. Looks real inviting. We are in Richvale. Population 250. Is there an actual town here? Or is there just 250 people working at this factory? I just read the sign, and I was right to think that mountain off in the distance looks like a big old peach, because we're in Butte County. I think it might be pronounced Butte, but for this video, it's Butte. Golly, dude, I thought the last town was small. This one's population 75. Anybody watching right now from Nelson? Anybody watching this video right now who lives in a town that's population 75 or under? It's pretty slim pickings out here, right? Still in the outer parts of the butt. The thighs, if you will. You can tell because it's covered in peach fuzz. Uh-oh, next fuel, 62 miles. That is going to be a freaking close one, dog. Fingers crossed. God loves an idiot, and he wouldn't keep me away from that giant butt out there, would he? Would he?
Nick minute.
Oh, maybe he would. We're already in trouble. So what I'm doing here is using engine braking to create a lean condition to try and clear out the spark plugs. Now, this won't work as spark plugs are like super caked, fouled out, but they have soft carbon deposits on them, like I suspected this bike did, because it's just the carburetor's too big for it. It's just dumping gas in there and it's not burning at all. So if it's something like that's going on, you can clear out your spark plugs by just creating lean condition by engine braking the bike. And you know what? It worked. I think I'm fouling up spark plugs. This carburetor is just dumping way too much fuel on those plugs. Makes me feel a little weird about freaking going off into the wilderness here, but no guts, no glory. Safer than being shot at so far. Riding a bike that might break down at any moment does not detract from the beauty of this for me. It only adds to it. I don't know what's wrong with me. That's not a good thing. Oh, Josh, you wanted wilderness. You got it.
I got my spark plugs cleared out, so the engine's running again, but now I know for sure that that carburetor's dumping massive amounts of fuel in this engine, way more than it needs. We gotta make it 50 plus more miles, and we've already gone over 40 miles. So how far is 3 gallons gonna get us? I guess we're about to find out, but we're gonna find out together. And it's still better than being shot. All right, we got a one-way road up there. We are on an incline. I really don't want to try to kickstart this bike on the incline. Oh, hopefully it goes quick. The bike does have an oil cooler, which is good, but it's a 93 cubic inch engine. It's gonna get hot. Well, nothing for it. This is gonna be a real fucking trick. This ought to be interesting. Okay, here's the plan. I got a stick behind the rear wheel and my fingers crossed. Hey brother, you got like a warning? Like how long? 5 minutes? Okay, time for plan B. All right, this ought to work, right? Okay. Okay. Plan B worked. Come on, dog. You are killing me. Not exactly great for my fuel consumption either. It's not 5 minutes. I'm calling BS on that, dude. This is not 5 minutes. Oh man, I can feel my freaking legs starting to burn on the oil tank. Keep this thing running that long, dude. You said 5 minutes. Guys, come the fuck on. This thing is getting hot. My brother in Christ. I don't know which 5 minutes you have, but it's a different one than I counted. Jeez, oh Pete, man. I'll just say this. I had to turn off the camera because, you know, this is an amazing trip after a very horrible thing happened, not just to me, but to a bunch of other people as well. And the fact that I went through all that, and then I went through there, and they weren't even doing any road construction. There's no machines. I don't know what they were doing. Yeah, I had some choice words. Not for them, just out loud in my helmet, but I went ahead and turned the camera off for that. Because at the end of the day, they're just doing their jobs. And also at the end of the day, I don't have any bullet holes in me. I'm in the mountains on a badass motorcycle. Like, I got nothing to cuss at. And no matter how hard it is to kick, as long as there's a downhill, I'll be able to start it. And in the mountains, there's always a downhill. Even if you're going uphill, because downhill's right behind you. And all this decel here just rolling through the gears will really help me clear off those spark plugs too. So hopefully next time, well, hopefully if I make it to a gas station, but hopefully if I make it to a gas station, that's a little easier to start. You know, it is a trick maneuvering the chopper through these twisties when this thing's as long as a car, and not even as long as a small car. The real trick is you really can't use the rear brake. You kind of have to do decel because it's got that huge groove in the neck bearing. And you know, any motorcycle, when you hit the brakes, it kind of wants to stand up a little bit. That's why you try to not grab a huge handful of brakes in a turn. But on top of it wanting to stand up anyway, if you hit the rear brake in the turn, it compresses the front suspension, which shoves it directly into the groove on that neck bearing and just tries to wrench the handlebars out of your hand and stand the motorcycle straight up. So you can choose braking or you can choose steering. Not both. Still less sketchy than getting shot at, I would say. Speed limits are usually not something that's on the forefront of my mind. I just kind of go however fast the situation asks for. On a motorcycle like this, you kind of want to pay attention to the speed limit. I was so exhilarated making it through those twisties that, yeah, almost made me forget that I'm about to run out of gas. We made it, boys! We're in Butt Valley. There's no extra T or E on the end of that one. No mistaking it as Butte Valley. Baby, we're in the crevasse. We're in the crack. We're between two peaches in Butt Valley. So let's enjoy the views and scoot on through the crevasse before Mother Nature throws it back, because could have disastrous consequences. Absolutely gorgeous out here. Believe it or not, I'm not even broken down. I just need to rearrange my pack. I don't know if you guys have ever traveled with one of these duffel bags where everything fits inside one hole, but I was having trouble kickstarting it earlier at another roadblock. And whenever you need something in one of these bags, it usually ends up that it's at the bottom. I was so frustrated, I ripped everything out of the bag, threw it on the side of the road, found what I needed, stuffed everything back in the bag, and now it's a big lumpy mess, which is kind of always what happens with these like one whole duffel bags. So let's fix it. I say I'm actually kind of disappointed in myself. Not in my packing skills. Those are always going to be bad. Everything's got to come out again. That's all right. I had to leave what I need on top. Of course, I tried to do that last time too. Yeah, that's looking pretty crusty. Let's go ahead and throw a new plug in there. Hopefully it helps with the starting. The electrodes has got shit all over it, so I'm crazy about the petcock leak. It's not that bad yet. Yet. Well, team, that starts up way better with a fresh set of plugs. Now let's hurry up and get going before I foul out this set. Whoa, whoa, there it is. Those brakes really don't work. Hopefully I don't regret going to see this scenic view. I have, in the past, regretted taking the path to go see a scenic view. And it wasn't because the view was bad, it's because I just shouldn't have shut off my motorcycle. That might be the case right now, but fingers crossed. You can't be punished for enjoying the bounty of Mother Nature, her bountiful, bouncing butt valley. The giant peach out there, you can't punish me for that. Come on, come on. Shit. It's in neutral now, I hope. Yeah, I might regret this. I didn't regret it. It's an amazing view. Well, I didn't regret it yet. Hopefully the bike starts again. I almost regretted it because I almost went ass over tea kettle, dropping it into second gear. Let's see how fast those spark plugs get torched in there. That's not what I wanted. Maybe I will regret this. Okay, no regrets. 3 kicks ain't bad. Or was it 4? 5? I can't remember. Let's roll. Ooh, that's not pleasant. Onward to the Hollow Mountain. Strange lands await us with mystical beings, powerful mages. We will climb to the top of the highest mountain, look directly into the face of the goddess. Well, actually, maybe look directly down the shirt of the goddess. What can I say? The tiger can't change his stripes. I didn't like that. All right, we got 28 more miles on this bike. Bernie Falls. Maybe. All right, team.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I am beat up. I feel like I'm just kind of moving through molasses, just moving in slow motion. I don't know if it's the 5G irradiating my brain from that fake tree over there, putting all them thoughts in my head, or if it's something else. I think it's probably the 5G that's doing it. Either way, let's get to Mount Shasta. I got 1 more hour riding. And trust me, I'm still gonna enjoy it even as tired as I am, but I'll enjoy it a little more if this thing doesn't fight me starting. Oh. Well, that'll constitute fighting me. Come on now. I gotta plan these kicks out, make sure they count, because I think I've only got so many left in me today. Just think about it like this. For every kick you guys saw me do on video, about 20 more that didn't make the cut. Come on now. Oh, that was close. I think next time. I just gotta give it a second, let them spark plugs dry off, because it's just dumped so much gas on them. If I keep on trying to kick it after doing that one, I'm just gonna flood it out. There we go. That wasn't so bad. Not as good as I wanted, but we'll go ahead and say not as bad as it could have been. Secrets and treasures await us at the Hollow Mountain. You know, I could probably do an iron butt on a chopper if you asked me to. Even a kickstart chopper. Even a kickstart chopper that wasn't running that great. I probably got it in me. But not today. You'll have to ask me to do that at a different time. It ain't happening today. Today, there's a cold beer in the Hollow Mountain calling my name. I know that treasures untold await me, but the only treasure I want from the Hollow Mountain is a frosty cold beer and a comfortable place to sit down. Thing sounds like a Jake brake coming down the hill. Oh my God. Damn. I feel like I'm getting the Mount Shasta jump scare here at any moment. That underground mountain is just waiting to jump out in front of me. I have seen Mount Shasta once before, and it took me by surprise back then too. Sucker popped out of nowhere. That was also on a Shovelhead trip, by the way. And ever since that happened, I swore that I would once again journey to the Hollow Mountain and plumb what secrets may lie within. How close do we gotta get? I gone over like 4 ridges. Love it. This is so good. Oh, riding in between the trees like this with just this little bit of haze in the air. Everything's just getting a little bit chilly. This is so good. This is so good. I love this. Even if the bike had fought me, I don't think there's any way I couldn't enjoy this. I am beat down. Out the way. These brakes don't work, Bambi. Well, I mean, they work, just, you know, they're part-time, we'll say that. We'll call the brakes quiet quitters. They're on the bike, but they're not doing much. That doesn't seem real. This has got to be the best mountain reveal of all time. And I've seen some pretty choice mountain reveals, even over the past couple of weeks. This one takes the cake, dude. Holy, that is impressive. Ooh, my left leg is cramping, dude. Right up into the groin, the worst kind. And all of a sudden I'm realizing, on top of everything else, I think I only had like 1 bottle of water today. I'm too used to Florida. You can't do that out here. I'm probably just like severely dehydrated. Like, no wonder I feel so tired. What the fuck? I'm an idiot, but I don't think anybody was arguing that. Dude. The long chop making a pass? Say it ain't so. You really got to be sucking for me to pass you. With one leg barely working, cramping up. Oh, ow! God damn it! Holy crap, dude, stop! That hurts! I'm like SpongeBob SquarePants left out of the water right now. What the fuck is wrong with me? I don't know how I'm gonna walk when I get off this motorcycle.
My left leg is like so cramped from my knee all the way to my groin. It just feels like a rubber band that got stretched too far and then snapped back together and twisted up. I literally might just fall off when I get off the bike. I have no idea. Oh, this ain't good. Holy crap. Yeah, going downhill is not that brake's favorite, so I'm gonna have to literally completely overshot that turn. I'm gonna have to do a freaking big ass. I hope you guys know I am not exaggerating when I say these brakes really almost do nothing. That was me like missing that turn. That was me hitting them full force and downshifting. See if I can get off my bike without falling over and get some water.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, this is more like it. Boys, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been a weird few days. I'm just like, I can still get mad 12 hours later doing the thing I like more than anything else. I can still get angry. If you've never been on a crazy motorcycle trip and you're looking forward to taking your first one and you think it's all just gonna be blowjob, sunshine, butterflies, butt sex, and well, here's where the road ends. Cross your fingers. Not sure which way to go. Stretching, very important before you start your morning humiliation ritual. Oh, so close. God damn it. Well, that did it. That's not good. Come on, son of a bitch. Okay, one last time. Gracias.